Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with the reveal of all of the Nod Cry cast, it has just absolutely put me in a mood to do another Genshin video. That announcement slash reveal was just so hype. You already know I had to go ahead and do a Genshin video, so what are we going to do other than a Abyss run? Let's go ahead and bring back our two dual DPS teams, because these honestly are two of my favorite teams in the entire game. So we're going to be running Neuvillette and SKIRK dual DPS on the first half, and then on the second half we'll be running a Clorinde team alongside Chevreuse, Ororon, as well as MAVUIKA. All 5 stars here are C0 R0, builds will be at the end. Now of course both of these sides will benefit slightly, well especially SKIRK will benefit from the buff on the first half, and then MAVUIKA will benefit from the buff on the second half. Unfortunately that's just the way Abyss is designed nowadays. But yeah, with that being said, full character builds will be at the end. Let's just hop right into it. But real quick, if you want to pull for a Nefa in 5.8 or any of these 6.0 Nod Cry characters, whether it be Vaka, Columbina, whoever, then I have the perfect thing for you, and that's today's sponsor, lootbar.gg. You can use Lootbar to top up in your favorite games like Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail and save up to 25%, which now applies on Xbox and PS5 as well. Lootbar leverages favorable exchange rates and uses Hoya versus partner routes, so you can get the most affordable prices and still enjoy the top up bonuses you would in game. Transactions on Lootbar are safe, simple, and secure, as you only need to enter your UID and your region, and you will get fast delivery. I decided I'm gonna buy one of my friends the Welcome Moon as a little gift, so I just go here, copy and paste their UID, and then just have to enter their region, and then I just press top up now, and I received my purchase in literally less than 10 seconds. Creators like Ride and Shotgun, Tevat Times, and Mordex Tryhard are also collaborating with Lootbar, so they are trustworthy, and they also have thousands of positive reviews on Trustpilot. And I've used it myself before, so I can vouch for the authenticity, speed, and security. New users can also get an extra 8% off, so be sure to check out Lootbar with the link in the description. Thank you to Lootbar, and back to the video. Alright, well then here we are on the first half using our Neuvillette and SKIRK as well. Let's go ahead and pick up the attack buff. Now of course we do have the Overseer device here, which does require us to apply quite a lot of cryo. What we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and use our SKIRK's ultimate just to front load a bit of cryo apps, since it applies quite a lot. Then if we use her skill, we can go ahead and use her normal attack playstyle as well, just to apply even more cryo as well as deal some damage. Although we can cut this short as well and switch back to our Neuvillette. Let's just go ahead and use our E and Q, and then we just reset the rotation. We leave those particles behind from the burst for when we switch back into him. So we're going to hold down our skill here on SKIRK, front load some more damage, and then go back into our Neuvillette and pick up the particles we dropped from our ultimate. And there we go, we can just use our skill as well to generate a bit more energy, and there you go, we took out the Overseer device in already 40 seconds, and remember, all of these units here are C0, R0, I mean, both SKIRK and Neuvillette are using craftables, so that was pretty damn insane. So yeah, honestly, I wanted time not only to talk about our rotation there, but also some of the Nod Cry costs, because oh my god, some of the character designs there are my favorite. Like, I think Nod Cry and Fontaine have my favorite character designs. You know, Fontaine had the likes of Wriothesley and Neuvillette were two of my absolute faves. Alkino also came out in that version if you want to count her as a Fontaine character. Clorinde and Navia are also incredibly designed characters. Let's just go ahead and use our Ororon skills there. They're grouped up a bit, so let's just use Chevreuse's ult there so that we can apply a bit more power and break them. There we go, perfect. But yeah, as I was saying, I mean, there are just some absolutely incredible character designs there. I mean, I think my favorite is Flynn's. Oh my god, I need to pull him so bad. I just hope he doesn't need a Nefa, because I can't pull a Nefa if I want to pull for him. So I'm hoping he doesn't rely on her. If he is, then that might be pretty rough. I mean, Llama as well, she looks absolutely incredible. Nefer, I believe, was the name of the Dendro kind of Sumeru Natlanese looking one. She also looks incredible. Columbina, of course, as well. But oh my god, I don't even have time to finish all of my thoughts, because we already cleared the first chamber. So you know what, let's go ahead and move quickly onto the second chamber. Alright, and here we are on the second chamber. Honestly, you know what, I think I'm just going to grab the healing effectiveness. It will allow us to build a bit more Furina fanfare, which even though we don't need to, I guess we just get to build a bit quicker. And then also in the second half, it lets Chevreuse heal for a bit more, because her healing isn't incredible. And I mean, it's nice for a bit of sustain, especially on Ororon. He's pretty squishy. Anyway, let's front load some damage with SKIRK's ultimate right away. Okay, and that's one guy already down. Let this guy spawn in. Okay, there we go. So we can just go back into our Neuvillette, use his skill, and use it again. And now we can probably go ahead and swap back into Furina as well. Although, you know what, I'm thinking I don't want to use my SKIRK's ultimate here quite yet. Okay, I thought I switched to escoffier. I guess I did not yet. So, you know what, we're just going to finish this guy off with Neuvillette as well. And this is the part I love about dual DPS teams. It's just the flexibility their rotations offer you. Like, there you can see we didn't want to use our SKIRK's ultimate yet, so we could swap to our other DPS to finish the guy off. And then I mean, gosh, yeah, we just front-loaded so much damage to our Skirk and finished him off with our Neuvillette, so... I mean, yeah, Neuvillette finished off the two enemies while Skirk did the majority of their health bar. It's just absolutely incredible. That's why, like I've said, I've done a video on dual DPS before, especially on Skirk and Neuvillette. I just find that team so fun to play. Because, like I said, just the flexibility you get, the fluidity, you don't have to follow strict rotations or anything, you know, you can go into Neuvillette, you can use 2 beams, 3 beams. If you need a bit more cryo app, you can use Skirk's normal attack playstyle instead. It's just so satisfying. I love it so much. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what some gameplay mechanics the Not Cry characters introduce. I mean, like I said, Flynn's is looking to be one of my absolute favorites, but even just to be fair, almost every single character they revealed there just looks absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm less of a fan of some of the kid designs. I do prefer the more adult-looking ones, but yeah, I mean, just some of them are absolutely incredible. Varka as well, really happy with how he turned out. Admittedly, he does look a bit like if Aventrine and Japard from Honkai Star Rail had a bit of a love child, but you know what, we look past it, he does still look incredible cool. You know, I was expecting him to look a bit bigger, but you know, at least he doesn't have like Ito arms, so you know, it could be worse, I suppose. But yeah, like I said, Not Cry and Fontaine probably have my favorite cast of characters. I'm very excited for Not Cry. You know, Natlan had some good character designs. I actually really like Chaska's design. Mavuika, I would have liked a bit more if it wasn't for the outfit, but yeah, Natlan had some solid characters, but Not Cry and Fontaine especially look like some of my favorites. So very excited for that, as well as what the future of Genshin holds. But with that yap over, that's Chamber 2 done, and let's go ahead and go into the final chamber. Alright, and here we are on the final chamber. I suppose we'll just go ahead and pick up the sprint buff, because why not? Okay, where are the enemies? Okay, I absolutely forgot where the enemies spawned in. That's a bit embarrassing there. Anyway, okay, we don't need our energy here, but you know what, that's fine. I'm pretty sure these guys' shield is based on damage taken, so we're just gonna go ahead and use Skirk's ultimate. Okay, perfect. We're going for the Geo one first, by the way, just because we don't have as much to take care of Geo, whereas we can use Skirk's normal attacks to take out the cryo shield that guy has. So let's go ahead and use all the stuff in our rotation again. Now we use our ult, hopefully finish this guy off. Yep, perfect. And now we can go ahead and switch into Neuvillette. I mean, Electro Charge will take out the shield a bit, admittedly not as much as Cryo. And then, I mean, I guess Escoffier's skill as well will be taking him out. But anyway, let's just go ahead and finish this off with Skirk's normal attacks. Perfect. Okay, there we go. And now we can go back into our Neuvillette rotation as well, funnel some Hydro Particles into Furina in case we need to use her ult again, although I doubt it, because let's just use Neuvillette's ult here, use one beam, get him a bit low, and by now Skirk's ultimate should be back up. Yes, it is, so let's go ahead and finish this off with Skirk. And there we go, we finished the final chamber in a minute, which is absolutely insane if you ask me. First try, I mean... Gosh, I wonder the power level that some of the Not Cry characters are gonna have, because Skirk, Mavuika, they're just like absolutely instant DPS. Neuvillette as well, of course. He doesn't get as much time to shine in this team, but you know, I mean, honestly, the thing is, Neuvillette would get more time to shine, but just because of the crowd damage buff, Skirk just kills everything so incredibly fast right now that we don't get as much field time on him. Luckily, we are getting a bit more field time than we did last time I tried showing off the dual DPS team, which is why I wanted to do this again. Although we're probably gonna need to do at least one more iteration where Neuvillette gets a bit more time to shine, because Skirk isn't just getting 70% cryo damage and absolutely destroying everything. Anyway, let's just weaken these guys with Mavuika's ultimate, and there we go, perfect. Now we can just DPS the big Yamkusor guy. Nice, okay, he still has Electro applied on him, so let's go ahead and use Chevreuse hold skill. We can use Ororon's EQ as well, and oh god, this is why... Honestly, I feel like most of the times I fell against the Yamkusor because he does his big hit when Ororon's on field, and he's my squishiest character, and he doesn't receive as much healing. So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Anyway, nope, target the other stuff, Clarant, please. Okay, you know what, that works, I guess. We got a bit stuck there, but oh well, what can we do? Still Electro applied, so let's go ahead and use the hold skill again. And now I think he's gonna spin, so we're just gonna stay on Mavuika for a while because she doesn't really get knocked back unlike Clarant. She can counter the spin, there we go. And because we have a bit of range, we can still hit him while staying just a bit out of his range. Okay, let's go ahead and use the skill some more. Okay, nice, we managed to dodge that hit as well. Ooh, did we get a trigger overload there on Chevreuse? I'm not all that sure, if I'm being entirely honest. Mavuika ult should weaken. Okay, I don't think Mavuika's ult actually crit there. That's slightly embarrassing. Anyway, we should be able to... Oh my god, dude, I swear this spinning attack is one of the most annoying in the entire game. Anyway, let's just finish this guy off. And perfect, there we go. We finished off the final chamber with over 30 seconds to spare. So as you can see, both these dual DPS teams performed very well. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the outro, as well as character builds and some final thoughts. Well then, as you can see, both of our dual DPS teams performed exceptionally well. I mean, especially the SKIRK team. It was just absolutely incredible. SKIRK's burst just absolutely demolished anything's health bar, and then Neuvillette could either finish them off or get them low for us to be able to finish them off with SKIRK. I just love the synergy between dual DPS teams, especially the SKIRK Neuvillette one just feels so flexible to play. You know, you can choose whether you want to use Neuvillette's burst or not, stuff like that. It's just honestly so cool. I absolutely love them. When it comes to our character build, starting off with our SKIRK, she's got 73 crit rate with 170 crit damage. If cryo is applied thanks to cryo res, this will go up to about 80 something, but other than that it's 73, 170. That's because we don't have any crit on our weapon because we are using Finale of the Deep R5, which of course gives us a little of attack, which is nice because SKIRK doesn't really get many attack buffs from her teammates. When it comes to our artifact sets, we did get decent Finale pieces. To be fair, I've been grinding this domain ever since it came out with SKIRK, even though I know Marseille can be better, especially for her normal attack playstyle, because we are using her burst right now. I do actually believe this is the better option. This piece does give us 40% crit value. This one also gives us about 38 crit value, I want to say. And then here we have double crit on the sands. It's not the best piece, only 28 crit value, but you know what, it still gets the job done. Off piece, goblet as well with about 31 crit value, and then our circlet unfortunately isn't that good. It's crit rate with only 2 crit damage substats, so not the best. Definitely do want to upgrade that sometime soon, although I mean, unless this rolls crit damage, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Yeah, nope. So yeah, that's it for our SKIRK. When it comes to our Furina as well, 64 crit rate, 207 crit damage with 168 ER on a R1 Fav Sword, level 80, as well as Golden Troop, standard build, HP crit damage. Constellations C0, talents 2-10-10, or well actually 2-9-10, it just goes up +1 thanks to SKIRK. Same can be said for escoffier, nearly 70 crit rate, 160 crit damage, 166 ER, on a R1 Fav Lance. Artifacts also on Golden Troop, just our leftover pieces from Furina basically, attack crit. Constellations C0 with 198 talents, but of course becomes 110-8 once again. Then I do actually need to level up her stuff a bit more, just need a few more weekly boss materials. And then when it comes to our Neuvillette as well, 44 crit rate will go up to 80 thanks to Marseille, 217 crit damage, 125 ER, so we can get this burst up if we want to need it. Also an R3 type Amber, level 90. Like I said, Marseille, double crit, HP, Hydro, as well as crit damage. Constellations also C0 with 10-8-8 talents. Then when it comes to our other half, using our Clarande, 58.4 crit rate goes up to 78 thanks to her passive, 207 crit damage, a little bit of ER as well, 118. On a R5 Lion's Roar, do want to 90 this, but don't quite have the materials for it yet, since I just built the Lion's Roar just recently, because I wanted to she was on Finale, but then I gave it to SKIRK, obviously. Also on the Fragment of Harmonic Whimsy set as well, Constellations C0 with 110-10 talents. When it comes to our Mavuika, she is 40 crit rate, which becomes 80 thanks to Obsidian, 223 crit damage, ER doesn't matter on her, 170 EM, not and then also on an R1 Wolf's Gravestone as well. Artifacts, like I said, Obsidian, double crit, attack, pyro, as well as crit damage. And then Constellations, once again, C0 with 1, 9, 10 talents. And then when it comes to our chevreuse as well, wherever she is, there we go. Level 80, 41 crit rate, as well as 145 ER on a level 60 R1 Fav Lance. She does also have 35k max HP. Noblesse to buff both of our Mavuika as well as our Clarande, and also, the healing bonus is nice as well. C2, so we don't quite get the C6 buff from her, unfortunately. And then 181 talents as well. And then when it comes to our Ororon as well, 71 crit rate, 120 crit damage, 161 ER on a R5 level 95 Warbow. On the Obsidian Codex set as well, just so that we can get that buff, that damage percent buff once again for both of our Mavuika as well as our Clarande, C6 with 1, 11, 12 talents. So yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what are some of your favorite teams for the Abyss. Also, who are you looking to pull for when Nodcry comes out? With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.